how nice was it to have Jamarr Chase practicing with you guys today?
Yeah, great to have him back. Great player. A guy that we need to be our best.
What is your involvement in the situation with him? I mean, you said when you signed your contract that, you guys had a plan for how you plan to keep some of your most important pieces around you. So knowing he's one of your closest friends and one of the most important pieces of this offense, what's your involvement in the situation?
Very little.
In terms of getting prepared, you have one game plan if he is available and one if, for whatever reason, he isn't for Sunday?
Yeah, I would say that's true. We'll see what ends up happening, but whatever happens, we're prepared for it.
What's been your approach been as he kind of tries to figure out what his availability is going to be like? How do you kind of approach it, given the personal relationship and the working relationship you have with him?
Our relationship hasn't changed. I'm not getting involved in his business. I'm going about mine and trying to get better every day and going out and getting ready to play for Sunday. So I know he's doing what he needs to do to be ready to go if need be. So I'm just doing what I got to do.
Going through this last year, how much does that help you be patient in this situation, watching a teammate go through it too?
Yeah, we've had those discussions on how it went for me and how similar or not similar it's been. So we've had those discussions.
I'm sure what this week was like, because your deal didn't get a great till Thursday night. What was the week one like for you last year before things were done?
Well, I was doing a lot of different things. The injury, the contract, trying to get ready to play. So, it's definitely a distraction when it's not done.
Is it a particularly challenging distraction to deal with over the course of a month leading up? I mean, is it different than an injury for a player to deal with that, especially for the first time you're going through a contract situation? Did you find that to be different than injuries and things like that?
I was going through the injury, so I was mainly focused on that and letting the people that needed to handle the contract handle it and focus on getting better and getting ready to play for week one. So I'm sure Jamarr could answer better than I can how he's handling it, but that's how I did.
How big is it that Jamar's been a team guy for the last 4 years as he get into a situation like this?
Yeah, it's always been as a team first, win first kind of guy. That's the kind of guy that Jamarr is, and you want to reward those guys.
Would you say today is the most extensive work you've had with Jamarr since the end of last season? Is that a fair statement?
I wouldn't say that.
What would you call the most extensive work between now and then?
I don't know. That's hard to say. We've had work days, the last, all off season into training camp into, the last couple weeks. So we got the work in we need.
Jamarr is not your normal human being. I mean, he's a different guy genetically, and you know him better than anybody. You play with him longer than anybody. How long did it take Jamarr to get football ready and to get in sync with you, do you think?
He's ready to go.
Right now?
Yep.
Why is he, in your opinion, the best receiver or one of, if not in the NFL? I mean, he can do so much, but to you specifically, you played with a ton of receivers. Like, why is he your top target? Like, what makes him so special?
I think it's just the all-around skill set. Obviously, he has great hands. He's way faster than you think he is, and everybody thinks he's really fast. He plays through contact. He's physically strong. He's a complete receiver.
You said he's ready to go. What is it about him or the situation that makes you think he's ready to go right now?
I saw him out there today. He looks fast, strong, like he always does. I know he's been doing what he needs to do to stay ready if he needs to be ready. So I'm confident that if he does go out there on Sunday, then he'll be the Jamarr we all know.
As a teammate and as a friend, what's your expectation of Jamarr throughout this time?
What do you mean? Like for Sunday, for
both, for Sunday and for him physically during this time?
He's going to go out and play really well. I know that. We'll see for Sunday. I don't have any expectations right now, I would say, on what that's going to look like. We haven't quite had those discussions, but I know if he's out there, I know the kind of player he's going to be.
Could Sunday be like a fluid thing, kind of a feel thing like during the flow of the game?
It's probably a question for Jamar, Zach.
Is your wrist back to 100% full strength heading into the season opener?
You know, whenever you have an injury like that, I feel like I'm healthy. I feel like I'm physically strong, and I'll be able to go out and do what I need to do. But you know, whenever you have those kinds of injuries, it's a process throughout the season. Just like with the knee, you're gonna have some days where you feel good, some days where you don't, and you're gonna get better throughout the season.
How are you prepping for the first time you're going to get hit on Sunday?
I don't think you really can. I'm confident in the work that I've put in, and I know that the ligament is strong at this point to be able to take those kind of hits. So I'm not too worried about it.
Is there a part of you that at some point misses the contact over the course of the offseason and kind of relishes that feel of getting it or no?
I mean, that's football. That's part of it. So I miss football, that's for sure.
Is opening day different than is like an opening day game different than, the 16 to follow?
Yeah, I would say that's an accurate statement. You don't really, I mean, you have last year's tape that you can go and watch, but every team is different year to year, so you just have to be ready to adapt on the fly in these week 1 games and expect the unexpected, because there's going to be unscouted looks, there's going to be situations that popped up that maybe you haven't repped, so you just got to be able to adapt.
Do you think the structure of the Patriots defense is pretty much going to be what you saw back in December with 22?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're preparing for, as well as some things that they've shown several years back that we'll be ready for. We'll be ready for everything that they've shown and adapt to the ones that they haven't.
You feel like the weight gain has been positive?
Yeah, I think so. We'll see it throughout the season how it feels. I'm ready to adapt to whatever I need and feel like I need to do.
How much of a difference does it make the fact that you have had a full training camp here, this as opposed to last year where you didn't? How much different do you feel this year going into the season?
Yeah, I feel great. This is the best I've felt going into week 1, since my rookie season. So that's exciting for me to be able to get these reps in training camp and bank all those and continue to get better throughout this time, as opposed to just trying to get back to baseline.
They have a history, tradition, the last 20-plus years of being, solid defensively, obviously, with the structure of it. What is it about that structure that makes that kind of unique?
They have a lot of versatile players that they can move around and put in different spots in similar structures to make it look like something different that really, it isn't quite that. It makes it difficult in blocking schemes and coverage identification, because usually you see one guy in one spot and kind of know what it is, but they move their guys around because they're all really versatile players, and that makes pre-snap identification sometimes easier, but many times harder. Makes the blocking schemes a little more complicated sometimes, but that's what makes it hard, I would say.
Go ahead, Coach.
Okay, thanks. I think Trent Brown is the 5th different tackle you've had, I think, in an opener. What is your view of him when you've seen him? You've seen him in a couple different situations. What's your take on him?
Yeah, he's going to be great for us. He's a big, strong, physical, athletic guy that is a veteran and knows what he's doing out there. Played a lot of football, won a Super Bowl, so I'm excited to get out there and play with him. He's exactly what you want in a tackle. He's great in the run game, great in the pass game, really excels in the pass game. So I'm excited to go out there and see that on Sunday.
Where is your comfort level with the offensive line? As well, obviously, you're bringing back the rest of the guys you played with them last year.
Yeah, very, very comfortable. Those guys have put in the work to get better and really put their best foot forward this year. I'm really excited about the work that they've put in and what they've shown throughout training camp, and I know they're excited to go out and show it too.
How would you describe your level of motivation, Joe, going into this season?
High, just like every year. Whenever you come back from injury, you feel like you got to come back and show that not only you can do what you did prior to the injury, but also that I've gotten better. So I'm excited to go out and show the work that I've put in over the last 8 months. I know the other guys are too. It's been a long time coming, so we're ready to go.
You
feel like you've got something maybe a little extra to prove this year than in previous years?
Probably more than the last two, yeah. You know, whenever you're coming back from injury, you kind of start from ground zero. So that's how I'm attacking it. I'm excited about where I'm at. I'm excited about the opportunity that we have. You know, everybody's 0-0 right now. We feel like we have a really good team. We're going to have a really good week of practice and then go out on Sunday and put our best foot forward.
You mentioned a few times what you started to show off-schedule explosive plays last year and the chance to do more this year. How do you get better at that?
Work it. Work on your athleticism. Work on your strength. Throw on the run. You know, that's something that I've really worked hard on the last 2 years. You know, you saw it in a couple games last year when I was healthy. I'm excited to show that part of my game. I think that's a part of my game that is pretty underrated and, you know, really what makes me different, I think. So that's something that I'm excited to show this year.
Coach Pitcher was saying that the Patriots defense obviously is a defense that they used to try to confuse you. But he said you continued every snap, just bank snaps and get smarter and smarter. Is this a challenge that you look forward to, the chess match a little bit between their defensive dynamic and what you see?
Yeah, it'll be tough. It'll be tough. They make it hard on the quarterback. You know, they disguise. They do a great job with their safeties of, you know, showing rotation one way, maybe bringing it the other, bringing a pressure in a position where you don't really expect it, throwing a zero pressure in there out of the blue. So you got to be ready for anything at any given time, and you know, let the game come to you. Don't try to force it.
Joe, part of the story around this team the last several years has been that it's a team that starts slow, 1-9 in week 2 the last 5 years, or weeks 1 and 2 the last 5 years. What is it that gives you confidence that this year could be different early in the season?
Yeah, I mean, we're treating every week like it's one season of 7 games. So, you know, we're focused on going 1-0 this week. We're focused on getting better tomorrow and watching the tape today and learning from today. You know, we've banked all the reps throughout training camp and gotten better day by day. That's something that I've been excited about, is one, how our young guys have improved throughout training camp and banked those reps, myself included, and then the guys on defense are looking really fast, physical, and strong and communicating at a high level. So, you know, when you have guys that can do that, it gives you a lot of confidence going into week 1.
If you had to pick one quality about yourself that you feel like you learned most from your mom and the way she raised you, what would you say it is?
Calm in stressful situations, I would say. You know, I don't think I've ever seen my mom get stressed or excited or flustered in any kind of situation where maybe a normal person might be that way. And, you know, I was with my mom a lot growing up, and watching her, whether it was at my dad's games or something happens on the road in some kind of potential accident, she's just always been calm, cool, and collected, and that's something I've always admired.
She plays a big role in your foundation. Can you speak to the work she's done in getting your foundation to where it is?
Yeah, she's really spearheaded that and, you know, made me take that really seriously, because she takes that really seriously, and so that's something that I'm really proud of her for taking that on and opening my eyes to all the good that can come from that. She works really hard at trying to do good things in the community along with my dad, and so it's exciting to watch her passion for that, I would say.
What do you remember about the first opener here back in 2020? What do you remember about it?
I played like shit. That's what I remember.
It's not what I was told for, but there's also nobody here.
Yeah, that's true. There was nobody here. And I also played like shit.
What about the flag on AJ?
Yeah, I played really well on that one drive. That was an unfortunate flag because I would have felt a lot better about that game looking back. That would have been a fun first touchdown, throwing a game winner to AJ Green, but life doesn't work out that way sometimes.
You mentioned multiple times in your at starting training camp that when you're hurt, you're kind of out of sight, out of mind with all these lists and that kind of thing. How do you put yourself back on the front burner of best quarterbacks in the NFL?
Go out and play well. That's what the NFL is all about. You know, you play really well one week and people think that you're the best, and then the next week you go out and put a stinker out, and now all of a sudden you're the worst. So people have a short-term memory in this league, and I think that's a good thing because that makes you go out and prove it every single week, and that's what I'm excited about.
The opener in 2020 to the opener now, this season, a long and winding road. What comes to mind most as you look, you kind of take the big picture, broad picture look back?
Just try to stay consistently disciplined in your attitude, trying to get better every single day. If you just try to get better every single day, then you're going to look back after 1 or 2 years and see how far you've come. So that's always what I try to do, is just go out with intent to get better every period, every practice. And I think if you do that, you're gonna be all right.
How do you assess the weapons that you have now, and that they are certainly different than what you've had in the past?
Yeah, I'm really excited about all the new pieces that we've added. Zach Moss is going to have a big year. I'm excited to see Chase Brown run the ball. Mike Gesicki coming in is going to play a big role in this offense. It's going to be fun to watch Andre in the slot. The new pieces that we've added this year and guys that have been on the team but are seeing an increased role have had great training camps, and that's something that I'm really excited to see, excited for those guys and excited to see for myself, how those guys go out and play, because I know it's going to be well.
Having more versatile pieces, does that allow you to change what you can do with the line of scrimmage? Can you do more, or is it still kind of the same stuff that you would have been doing last year with guys who are more set in their
Yeah, we're going to do what we do, but we're definitely going to be able to move guys around and put guys in different spots to utilize their skill sets, guys like Mike and Andre and Trenton and Eric All and Tanner and Drew Sample and our 2 running backs. Those guys have all worked really hard and got better throughout training camp and really taken ownership of their roles. So I'm excited to see how everything plays out for those guys, because they've all worked really hard to get better, and they're all going to have big years in my opinion.
Is that kind of like an extra piece on the chessboard for you a little bit out there pre-snap, a little bit extra that you can work with if you need to?
Yeah, I think we have pieces that you can move around in a lot of different spots, and put guys as a single receiver that you might not expect, put guys in the backfield you might not expect, put a couple different personnel packages on the field that teams might not have seen from us before. So I think we'll be a lot more multiple in what we do.
Is there any kind of different feeling for you when you wake up and realize that it is game week? And is there a point in time, like during the week or at the start of the season, where it really sinks in and you realize it's here?
I would say today, there's definitely a little different feeling in the building today. Guys taking it a little more serious, guys getting to meetings on time, guys paying attention, writing notes, and you can definitely feel the energy from the coaches. So it's game week.
So what do you think of All? I don't think we've talked since All's kind of emerged in the last maybe 3 weeks. What do you think of him?
Yeah, that's a guy that really gets better. That's what you really want to see from a young player. He's got all the talent in the world, but he banks reps. He learns from his mistakes. He can jump high, catch, run fast. Those are all the things that you want to see from a young player. But the thing that I'm most excited about is he just wants to get better. He's eager to learn, and he's gotten so much better throughout training camp because of that.
Is it a situation where mentally he's where he's supposed to be, when he's supposed to be there, you can really trust him, that kind of thing, progress in that way?
Yeah, I would definitely say that now. I wouldn't say that at the beginning of training camp.
Right.
But like I said, that guy learns from his mistakes as good as anybody. So I think he's going to be a really good player because of that.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe.
And every day, I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realize self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
talking.